us, though I am going to have to ask you to share a story that's not going to be easy. Can you talk us through what happened on October 7th?
In terms of the Thai people,
In terms of everything.
everything. On 7th of October, 6:35 a.m., the red alert, which is the missile alarm, went on in a kibbutz near Oz. And my daughter right away said, I hear sounds of shooting. And I said, no, it can't be. Right away, my neighbor said somebody's shooting at her house. And a minute later, our other neighbor sent us a message saying that he sees armed Palestinians lock your doors. We, in the safe rooms, we don't have doors that lock there against missiles, not against humans. So we knew that they can come in anytime. We started hearing constant automatic weapons from all parts of the kibbutz and messages from different people saying that they're breaking into their houses and they're burning their houses. Helplessly, we didn't know what we could do. And it's really, really terrifying. Your whole body is shaking full of fear, knowing that any minute they can approach your own house. Constant, endless shooting, grenades. We started hearing also RPGs. And I knew that I had to figure out a way to lock the door somehow. So finally, my brother sent me a picture of how he locked his door. He lives 5 kilometers away. I got an inspiration of how he did. I got the idea, and I took an oar, a rowing stick for the boat, and took apart my vacuum cleaner. That it has a long hose, and tied it really strongly with a leather string to the door handle, and blocking the door so that they won't be able to pull it open. And they finally really reached our house, shooting and then shouting in Arabic, very, very loud voices, very scary, broke the whole house. We were still hoping they wouldn't reach our house, but the safe room's door, and then they did, and they tried really strongly beating it and shouting and beating it and shouting, but they couldn't get it open. But at that time, we would just say goodbye words to each other, saying to each other how much we love each other, and it was really, really scary. But they came again 4 different times, tried to open it, couldn't open. At 6 in the evening, 11 and a half hours later, the military came and took us out, accompanied us through the burning kibbutz to a kindergarten where we stayed the night, and only the next day in the afternoon we were taken out from the kibbutz. All of the cars were burned or destroyed, so nobody could drive out from the kibbutz. Probably they've done it on purpose, that nobody would be able to escape. And so buses came and took us out to Eilat, where I'm staying here. Regarding the foreign nationals, we have really touching stories, but the saddest story is about the Thai workers who worked in the fields and in the chicken house and in a cow shed. We had 19 Thai people altogether. They live in their own quarters, which is at the edge of the kibbutz. The Palestinians came there, and the Thai people begged that they won't hurt them, but they gathered 11 of them into one area and shot them all. I went there last Tuesday for the first time. I couldn't go into that room. Just the walls on the outside were all smeared with blood, and it's just terrible. They killed 11 of them in that room. Terrible. They kidnapped 5 of them, and released 2 of our Thai beloved workers. 3 more of the Thai people were not at the kibbutz's pristine on 7th of October. 2 of them were working in a cow shed, which is about a kilometer away. and one was not at the kibbutz at all. And so these three were okay, while 11 Thai people were slaughtered. Really, this is the word, slaughtered, without mercy. It's easy to recognize that these are not Israelis. You could see by the look that they're not Israelis. They have slanted eyes. It's very clear. They don't speak Hebrew. They can hardly speak English. But the Palestinians had no mercy at all for these foreign workers who just came for 5 years to work and make some income to bring back home to Thailand, killing, as I said, 11 and kidnapped 5. Now 2 have returned and are in a hospital, and they are basically okay, not perfect, but basically in okay health. And we have somebody from the kibbutz who was always in touch with them throughout the years, and she's there taking care of them, giving them, helping them with the connection to their families, and mediating between the hospital and them. And we're trying to really hug them and take care of them. They're really, they were, in Israel, but they are not connected to this war between Israel and the Palestinians. It's so unfortunate that these good people found themselves in such a situation. And the brutal way the Palestinians treated them is just unhuman. Really so sad.
Absolutely monstrous.
We're waiting for the rest of them to be released, and the rest of the people from Niroz. The Niroz people account for a third of the kidnapped people.
Now, you're describing a situation. The workers, they're not just workers. You're close to them. You live with them every single day. You see them. They're practically family, as you're describing it. What sort of response have we seen from the Thai community here in Israel in response to what happened, and in the aftermath of everything that's gone on? Have most of them left? Have any said they want to come back? Do they still feel that they are members of the family, or do they feel forgotten?
Actually, one of the Thai people who was not at the kibbutz during that time, he moved to a different location in Israel, started working there. 2 of them, if I understood correctly, are either on their way to Thailand or will be going back to Thailand. These were the 3 who were not actually at the kibbutz during this attack. Now, those 2 that are in the hospital, we still don't know what they would like to do. I think it would be only natural that they would like to go back to their families, to be hard. This is the way I felt when I came out. I just wanted to meet my closest family. Anyway, the kibbutz is not functioning. We cannot go back to the kibbutz for the next 3 years because it has been so destroyed by the Palestinians. So many houses were burned and destroyed. 50% of the kibbutz is destroyed, so people cannot go back there. So even if they do decide to stay with us, it will be a little bit difficult because we are all staying in the hotel. They're welcome to stay here. Some of them were staying here at the hotel earlier, but people move from the hotel to their relatives and come back to the hotel. So we will see what they decide to do, but we definitely care for them like they're part of our family. We respect them, we love them. We've always been this way during the years that they've been here, so it's not something different that will happen now.
Well, it's a collective nightmare, not just for Israel, but for so many other nations. Well, Irit, I thank you very much for coming here to share your story.
One Filipino person, Jimmy, he tried to save Amitai, but was kidnapped, and Amitai was executed. Jimmy was released the day before yesterday, and he's a Filipino, and we also love him and care for him. And we had several two Indian ladies who held the door while the Palestinians tried to break in, and they're the ones who actually saved the family that they take care of. So we're very grateful for all of them to help us.
We're all praying for communities to be rebuilt, whatever form those communities take. Thank you very much, Irit, for sharing the story.